Do you have an issue in your house where one of your older children is being really mean and nasty and rude to your younger child? Maybe they're hitting them, maybe they're calling them stupid, maybe they're saying they don't know anything, and it's just causing so many fights in your house and you're not quite sure what to do. You've already said things like, no, we don't hit in this house, or be nice to your younger sibling, and it's just not working. I am going to give you a strategy that's going to completely change how you parent and approach these situations. So, hey, I am Joanne Crone. I'm the founder of No Guilt Mom. I am a mom of two myself. My oldest is 16. My youngest is 11. I'm also a former elementary school teacher, and I hold a master's in education. I've been coaching moms for the past 10 years through my company. And I have to tell you, the strategy that I'm going to give you, it is one that is going to cause such immediate change as soon as you use it. So before we go any further, make sure to subscribe to No Guilt Mom, become part of our community, be involved in upping your parenting skills and also taking care of yourself and your own well-being. We believe the best mom is a happy mom, and I want to help support you in that any way I can. So here we go. The strategy that's going to completely change your parenting. So many times when we go into these situations, we hold these assumptions about our kids. Like, I do it too. I look at something and I'm like, oh my gosh, like she is mad at her brother, but her brother's so little. And like, even though she thinks he should know better, he has no idea what's going on. Like we know this as adults, but our kids don't know it. And when we come in and we defend the younger sibling right away, we're completely denying the emotions and the feelings of the older sibling. I have to tell you, as an older sibling myself, it happened a lot when I was growing up. And if you're an older sibling watching this as well, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about, where you always were told that you should know better. And no one cared that your younger sibling snuck into your room, took all of your stuff, and they completely got away with it. That's a story for another time. So I'm with the older siblings of the world out there. But I have to tell you that I've used this approach for many, many years with my own kids, also with my elementary school students. And it has to do with first changing your tone and making sure you don't make assumptions. So here's how I want you to approach this situation. Now, usually we want to do it in the moment, right? Like older sibling calls younger sibling stupid and you're like, don't call them stupid. We can't do it in the moment because in the moment, everybody's emotions are like up to here, including our own, because we are probably triggered as well. And our kids know it. They can hear it in our voice. Like human minds are incredibly perceptive at judging another's emotions because we have things called mirror neurons in our brains. And our mirror neurons are able to tell us what somebody else is thinking or feeling just by being face to face with them, being in the same room, also judging tones of voice. Like we're very good at it as humans. And so don't talk about the situation right then. You won't get any good information out of it. You will just get your older sibling being defensive, and you will probably be mad as well and say some things that you regret later. Hi, that's been me so often. So we want to save this for a time when everything is calm. Now, in the actual moment, you can say something like, oh, I'm really mad right now. I can't talk about this right now. Please separate. That's completely okay. Later on, say when you've cooled down, or like during a happier time, maybe everyone's eating ice cream. Like ice cream is always happiness to me. You can bring this up. And you're going to bring this up in a way that first, your tone is one of curiosity. You're curious as to what happened. You're not accusing anybody of anything. You are actually taking your ego and putting it in a little box and boxing it up. This is how I think of it with my ego. I take my ego in a box, I box it up. Because my ego likes to tell me that I know exactly what's going on. But I have to tell you, after years of using this strategy, I learn so much that I never even realized what was going on. And do you know what you get to do with that knowledge? You get to actually solve the problem so that it doesn't keep happening and happening on repeat. Okay, so I take my ego. And then I ask this simple question. And this question was popularized by Dr. Ross Greene in his book, The Explosive Child. You basically say, hey, I noticed that you've been calling your sibling stupid lately. What's up? And it's curious. And it's not accusatory, versus I could have asked it like this. Hey, I noticed that you've been calling your sibling stupid recently. Like, what's up? Totally different tone and intention. So go into it curious, go into it open. Now, what's the answer you're probably gonna get? I don't know. You know, it's that answer that you're like, yes, you do know. You do know, you little child. Again, ego in a box, closing it up, trying to get as much information as I can from my children. So the next thing I say is I use something called reflective listening, but I use it with the I don't know. And I'll say something like, you don't know why you called your sibling stupid? And it says like that. You're like, oh, you know exactly why you called your sibling stupid. It's kind of a little tricky. You gotta have fun for it. My ego can't stay completely in the box. Their response will be something like, oh, yeah, I don't know. And they'll give you a little bit of attitude back. That little bit of attitude means that they are not ready to talk about this. There's still some emotions brewing underneath the surface. Maybe it's shame because they know they shouldn't have done it and they're regretful they did it. Maybe it's a little jealousy at the other sibling. I can tell you, as I was an older sibling, like I had so much jealousy towards my younger sister. It could be any of those things, but you don't need to talk about the subject anymore at that time. You'd be like, hey, okay, let's not talk about this right now, but I do want to talk about this with you a little bit later. And then go ask that question again. So, hey, I really wanted to talk to you about this calling your sibling stupid. Like, what's going on? By that time, your child has probably had some time to really think about the issue, to really verbalize it, to really come up with a reason. And that's when you're going to get some good answers. They might say something like, she just always takes my stuff and I'm so mad about it. Right there, you got some really, really great information. And you know why you got some great information? Is because you used step number 2. You asked an open-ended question. You didn't go in assuming things. Like so often parents will be like, is everything okay at school? Are you okay with your friends? Instead, you asked it open-ended. A way for your child to tell you exactly what's going on and give you insight into the issue. So right now, you know they're mad about their sibling taking their stuff. And from there, we can go into both problem-solving mode and also telling our kids what we think about the situation. Now, there's one more question I want to give you. After they tell you they're mad or after they tell you whatever's going on, I want you to ask them, is there anything else? You could summarize and be like, so I hear that you're mad that they're taking your stuff. Is there anything else? And just make sure to get it all out. Okay? Are you ready? Okay, let's make a commitment right now. Can you drop a comment below and say, I'm gonna try this with my child? Drop it below and I will see you next time. Because remember, the best mom is a happy mom. Take care of you. I'll talk to you later.